Hi, I'm Michelle from Unicorn and Centaur, and today's video is extremely serious and important. How can you tell which Hogwarts house your horse belongs in? If you're new here and you are a nerdy nerd who loves horses, subscribe to the channel to follow our adventures. I know there are quizzes online to sort human witches and wizards into their proper houses, and 10 points to Gryffindor for me even making this video. Thank you. There are even quizzes online to find out which house your pet belongs in, but we all know when a quiz online says pet, it means like cats and dogs. And if you have an unusual pet, like a bearded dragon or a unicorn, you know those results are not going to be 100% correct. So what are we as horse owners to do? It's not like we can just get the sorting hat to come out to our barns and plop it on the heads of our horses and figure it out that way. If you are a nerdy horse owner like me, then believe me, I understand your frustration with getting your horse properly sorted. The struggle is real. So I made this video to help you determine where your horse belongs. Just a disclaimer, this video is not sponsored in any way. I am just making this for fun and of course for the glory of Gryffindor. Another 10 points to Gryffindor. We are going to go through each of the 4 houses and identify the characteristics, the typical breeds, and the best disciplines for a horse in each one. First up, of course, Gryffindor. Typical Gryffindor breeds are ones like quarter horses or the American paint horse. Gryffindor is known for bravery and doing what is right. If you have a Gryffindor horse, there will be several characteristics that will give you a clue as to its Gryffindor-ness. Characteristics of a Gryffindor horse. A Gryffindor horse is always getting injured on stupid stuff out in the paddock. Sometimes you don't even know where the injury came from or what even did it. Like, how did this even happen? I don't know, but they're always getting themselves into something. Gryffindor horses do not spook easily. They tend not to be afraid of things like water or snakes on the trail or things like that. And because of this, Gryffindor horses make fantastic trail horses. A Gryffindor horse probably likes kids, but will also probably hurt them without realizing it. They don't mean to. They can be very energetic. Gryffindor horses are hard-headed. They don't like to listen. They like to do it their way because they believe they're right. If you have a horse that is as stubborn as a mule, it's probably a Gryffindor. The best disciplines for Gryffindor horses are sports like endurance, barrel racing and roping, any kind of equine sport with a sort of hold my beer and watch this kind of a feel to it, that's going to be your Gryffindor horse sport. Next up is Slytherin. Typical Slytherin breeds are your Arabian types or any really purebred horses. Pure bloodlines are hallmarks of a Slytherin horse. All ponies are Slytherin. A Slytherin horse is very goal-oriented and very determined. They do not give up when they get something in their heads. Don't even try it. Slytherin horses are very loyal. If they choose to bond with a particular person or another horse, if you try to break that bond, God help you. Slytherin horses probably win you lots of blue ribbons. They also probably cost you all the money. Not just to purchase them, but to maintain them. They're the kind that's going to need medications and supplements and special things. You gotta buy them stuff. The best disciplines for a Slytherin horse are any kind of racing, anything where you can be really focused and determined and competitive. Show jumping is another one that Slytherin horses would excel at. Slytherin horses are very good at dressage. Saddle seat is another discipline where Slytherin horses do very well because it requires them to be very fancy and extra. Next up is Hufflepuff. Almost all draft horses are Hufflepuffs. Hufflepuff horses aren't typically purebred or highly bred horses. Here's where you'll find your grade horses and your school horses. Hufflepuff horses are just good all-around horses. There are Hufflepuff horses of all breeds. With Hufflepuff, it's more about an attitude than bloodlines. Hufflepuff horses are very food motivated. They will eat all the treats, all the time. They will never be tired of them. Hufflepuff horses make friends with other horses. They're generally not the alpha in a herd, and they're generally not the lowest on the totem pole, but they're the ones that aren't really taken off after other horses or starting any trouble. They just want to graze and have a good time. It's all good. Hufflepuff horses tend to be easy keepers. They don't require a lot of supplements and a lot of vet care and shoeing and special anything. They're just whatever, man. A Hufflepuff horse is one of those that will probably come back for you after you fall off. If you have a horse that naps while you're grooming it, it's probably a Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff horses can be lazy. These are the horses that don't let you skip leg day, okay? You're gonna work and work and work a very active driving seat to get them going. The best disciplines for a Hufflepuff horse, Western dressage or Western pleasure. The best kids camp and lesson horses are Hufflepuff horses because they don't care. They're so patient. They're like, hey, it's all good. People talk about getting husband horses all the time, the horse that anybody can get on. This is your Hufflepuff horse. But honestly, Hufflepuff horses are worth their weight in gold. Not even kidding. These are the best horses to have. And of course, Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw breeds are your Morgan and Arab crosses. Thoroughbreds are Ravenclaw horses. Most mares are Ravenclaws. The characteristics of a Ravenclaw horse. If you have a Ravenclaw horse, that horse is so bored all the time. Ravenclaw horses are ones that tend towards stall vices like cribbing and weaving just because they need and crave intellectual stimulation. And if they don't get it, they're going to start taking it out on themselves. Ravenclaw horses are the kind of horses that figure out how to open gates and stall doors and then let all their friends out. Escape artists. A Ravenclaw horse can deliberately pull their own shoes off if they don't feel like doing what they're doing. Sometimes a Ravenclaw horse is one of those that really doesn't care if you love them or not. They're like, okay, give me the hugs or whatever, but they're not. Ravenclaw horses can be too in their own heads to be focused on the love. If you want to bond with a horse, you want a Slytherin horse or a Hufflepuff horse. Ravenclaw is too busy thinking about stuff. This probably doesn't need to be said, but a Ravenclaw horse trains very quickly. 1 or 2 repetitions of an exercise is usually all it takes to get a Ravenclaw horse to understand exactly what you want. The best disciplines for Ravenclaw horses are ones that are very mentally stimulating, like vaulting. Reining, Western reining, is a very Ravenclaw discipline. Eventing is a Ravenclaw discipline. Horses that have to switch from show jumping to cross country to dressage and have to be mentally on top of what they're supposed to be doing. Polo. Polo ponies are almost always Ravenclaw. Those little things have to think on their feet, be creative, and be in tune and listening to their rider. Thank you for watching my video. Again, this was all in fun. If you'd like to fight me in the comments, please leave a comment and go ahead, as well as leave a comment on what Hogwarts house you think your horse belongs to and why. For more nerdy themed equestrian content, subscribe to our channel. Every time someone subscribes to our channel, another horse gets properly sorted into its Hogwarts house. Help the horses out. Subscribe. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Have a magical day.